What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Just like to thank you guys so much for all the support I've been getting as of late. It means the world to me, so I'd just like to thank all of you for the support. So thank you guys so much. Keep on subscribing and keep on sending support my way. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive in. Through all 8 seasons of Total Drama, there's always a specific standout character for good or bad reasons. And because of this, today I'll be ranking the best and worst character in each season of Total Drama. As for the criteria, the worst character and best character of each season must appear in 7 or more episodes. This is so characters like Stacy or Rondi, who we know already suck, don't need to be mentioned. No duplicate characters, and remember, these are my opinions, so if you disagree, share your opinion down below in the comments. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive in.
Last week's challenge exposed a few gopher issues, and I'm sensing a little something funky floating in the bass pond too. So...
Coming in as the worst character of Island, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of close. I thought between Sadie and, well, just Sadie. I kinda had to set the bar higher for seasons like Island that have 26 episodes, so I don't pick someone who I just didn't like in general, like Eva or Ezekiel. But Sadie was just annoying, man. She only floated a few extra episodes because she did not talk. In the cooking episode, she didn't talk. She laughed, but she didn't even talk. And in the episode before that, guess what? She didn't talk. I'll say that much. Sadie is just kind of bland and isn't enjoyable, like, at all, really. It's clear that Sadie wasn't going to make it far, but even almost making it to the merge felt kind of ridiculous.
Last week's challenge exposed a few gopher issues, and I'm sensing a little something funky floating in the bass pond too. So...
Total Drama Island was very iconic, and this was the peak for a lot of characters, so it was kind of difficult for me to choose just one. I chose between Lashana, Trent, Bridget, DJ, Jeff, and just so many more characters. Such a strong cast in the first season, and it's unfortunate that most of these characters fall off in later seasons. But anyway, I decided to choose Lashana. First of all, she was iconic this season. I mean, throwing Heather off the cliff, locking her in the freezer, locking Heather in the urinal. She was just super enjoyable and brought a ton of humor.
I've never seen a girl like you in real life before.
Excuse me?
You're real big and loud.
What did you say to me? Oh, no, you didn't. You have not seen anything yet. I'll show you big, baby. Oh, yeah, you want some of this? Well, come on then.
Also, it is relevant to note that we do see LaShawn and Harold begin their sometimes off, then again on relationship, which would stay relevant through the entire series. But LaShawn would bring just such a positive energy, and she handled her work through most of the challenges, so I gotta give props. I love seeing her through the episodes, but I also really hated her elimination. Like, why did she have to be voted out like that? Yikes.
Here, Gwen.
I don't know. Duncan?
Coming in as the worst character in action, it was actually kind of difficult for me to make a decision, considering most of the characters were the ones who made it farther in Island, and they brought a strong cast, and I don't think anybody was lacking, for at least the characters who set the bar of appearing in 7 episodes or more. Now, I'm not going to say Beth or Justin because they were pretty tolerable, and Beth obviously made it super deep and won in some versions, but due to the bar, I'm going to say Gwen. She didn't feel like the Gwen from Island, and this is when the writers began to force Gwunkin left and right, and I feel bad for Trent, man. That man was done dirty all season, he lost his girl and was eliminated. But back to Gwen, she was just pretty mid, I'm not gonna lie. She only appeared in about 11 episodes, and she just wasn't that good, and didn't feel like the Gwen we knew and loved from Island. Also, I guess I could have said Trent, but he technically did not compete in 7 episodes, but he did appear in more than 7, so...
Here, Gwen.
I don't know. Duncan?
Now, for the best character in action, it was kinda close. Harold and Duncan were both pretty phenomenal, but I gotta give the edge to Duncan. Not only did he win the season, he was really good when Gwen left. He was pretty funny, and don't get me wrong, I didn't like him and Courtney that season that much, because Courtney was just abusing him. I'll come back to that later. But it could have been worse. He did pretty good in challenges and was just really fun to watch. Definitely a well-deserved winner and the best character in this season, in my opinion.
Inviting you up here was purely a strategic choice. It's true. If I'd separated Sierra and Cody, that wingnut would be gunning for me. You were the only one left.
Coming in as the worst World Tour character, it was pretty close. I thought between basically all of Team Victory, who appeared in 7 or more episodes, but I decided to give the edge to Sierra for a couple reasons. First of all, Sierra traumatized Cody. That dude never came back. He has PTSD. I don't care how hard Sierra let Cody float. Sierra ruined that man's life. It's not, it's not debatable, non-negotiable, and I feel bad for him. On top of this, Sierra was good at challenges, but she was just creepy. She had stalker vibes, and it's just not a contestant you want to be a fan of. I don't see how her fan base defends her for this. She made Cody literally just not want to compete at one point, and he only stayed with her because he realized he could, use her to float. You know what I'm saying? So for Cody, he got traumatized, and Sierra just lives on, and, whatever. But I think Sierra could have been better, just way better. I'm not even going to say she was terrible, but she was below average. She was not good. Just felt like kind of a filler character, I guess. And she just lasted too far because the writers weren't exactly sure what the whole plan was with her, and she just lasted to the final 4. Which, okay, it's a little ridiculous, but whatever.
Inviting you up here was purely a strategic choice. It's true. If I'd separated Sierra and Cody, that wingnut would be gunning for me. You were the only one left.
Coming in as the best character in World Tour, it was actually kind of difficult for me to make a true decision because there were a lot of great characters and we saw some characters get redeemed like Tyler and Noah, but if I just had to be quite honest, I would give it to Heather because Heather was just so enjoyable this season. She read through Alejandro, who was the second best character this season, without a doubt. But Heather read through Alejandro, was just really enjoyable. I mean, she definitely deserved to win this season. She was a treat to watch. Initially, I was going to say Alejandro, but I hesitated because, don't get me wrong, Alejandro was good at manipulating, but he did it to a bunch of vulnerable people, while Heather just played the game. But Heather was by far the best character this season. So much to enjoy, and I don't think it's close to anyone, really, except Alejandro. But definitely would give the best character this season to Heather.
Chemical badges? Why do we need to measure our exposure to toxic waste?
No reason, except that I rented the mine out to store hazardous material.
Coming in as the worst Revenge of the Island character, I thought this was kind of difficult to decide because this cast is really good, and pretty much all the good characters made it farther than 7 episodes. But I guess if I had to decide, it would be between Dakota and Anne Maria. I mean, at least Dakota was pretty decent, and the Dakota Zoid stuff was interesting. As for Anne Maria, she wasn't even that bad. If I had to give her just a true, opinion, she's probably a 6 out of 10 character. Funny, but just kind of lacking in, true, talent. Because she didn't really do, great in challenges or whatever, but she wasn't annoying. She was pretty funny, and, was just a nice filler character who could make you, decently satisfied with whatever's going on. But Anne Maria was pretty good, but I don't think she can outrank any of the other characters, remaining in Revenge of the Island.
Chemical badges? Why do we need to measure our exposure to toxic waste?
No reason, except that I rented the mine out to store hazardous material.
Coming in as the best character of Revenge of the Island, I thought about a couple candidates, which those would be Cameron, Lightning, Joe, Scott. I mean, even Zoe was pretty good. There was a lot of characters here who obviously fell off in All-Stars. It's just hard to see that, because these characters, there was just so much building upon them, and then it got trashed, but we'll talk about All-Stars next. But anyway, as for the best character, I'm going to give it to Lightning. He's so hilarious for no given reason, and he brings it's just his humor, man. He doesn't understand anything, but he's just so good at knowing what's going on. I don't get it. The humor he brings is just unbelievable. But besides this, he's also just a really good contestant. I mean, he's athletic and he's entertaining, which I feel like makes if your character is good at challenges but isn't entertaining, then no one cares. You know what I'm saying? Because people want to watch someone who's entertaining. But for Lightning, he was athletic, had a great sense of humor, right? So he would do well in challenges and be entertaining at that. So I think the whole time of him thinking Joe is a dude is hilarious, and he definitely deserved to win this season. Absolutely the best character in this season.
Mike? What happened?
Hey, Zoe! I was just helping to water the plants, and I dropped one against the wall.
Since All Stars was just so bad and I hate it with everything I have left in me, I have two characters to talk about. So first of all, the first character I would like to mention will be Courtney. Now, you might ask why. Well, in All Stars, Courtney just wasn't good. The writers really didn't know what to do with her. She just hated Gwen for no reason, even after her and Duncan broke up, then used her to make it to the final 5. Plus, she was literally rude to everyone else except for Scott, who was just trying to be nice to her. Everything that happened to her was by far deserved, and I won't change my opinion anytime soon. I'm sorry to any Courtney fans who are mad, but she was just the worst character in All Stars, and it's well deserved. For the other character, I'm definitely going to say Mike or Mal, whatever you want to call him. The whole storyline of Mal taking over just to be destroyed by a stupid button was just it's so dumb. It doesn't even make sense to me. I get that it's a cartoon, but he wasn't even like evil. He was just dark, man. He wanted to kill them, but obviously it's a cartoon, so you can't necessarily specify that, but it didn't even matter. He was such a terrible villain, and he felt just so dry. Like, in Revenge of the Island, Mike was like an above-average character because his personalities were what made him cool. But seeing Mal for like basically the entire season was just so boring. There's just no other way to say it. It's so boring and it's cringe.
Mike? What happened?
Hey, Zoe! I was just helping to water the plants, and I dropped one against the wall.
Coming in as the best Stars character, it's not really close, it's Scott. He was arguably better than everyone else, and, he just felt more enjoyable than just everyone. I mean, all the characters in the season, they didn't know what to do with or got derailed, so for me to, have anyone else to even be close to Scott, Scott was pretty funny, and for the most part, I thought he was solid at best, but he definitely was a slight improvement over Revenge of the Island. I do wish that he kind of won the season, because, let's face it, Mal and Zoe weren't it. Come on now. But, Scott was really good. I just wish he didn't date Courtney, but besides that, he was hilarious and overall just really solid.
Fruit makes you sad?
No, I got used to having breakfast with Dave every morning. We were just friends, but I'm still gonna miss him.
No.
Okay, this was a pretty easy decision. Coming in as the worst character of Pack 2 Island, I'm going with Dave. He was a terrible character who only made it long because Sky helped him float. I just don't see how people like Dave. He sold himself for Sky, which was just stupid. He wasn't funny and he wasn't good at challenges. He was pretty unbearable and just really annoying. When I first watched this season, I didn't understand all the hate, but now I definitely see why. He's an absolute terrible character.
Fruit makes you sad?
No, I got used to having breakfast with Dave every morning. We were just friends, but I'm still gonna miss him.
No.
Coming in as the best character of Pack 2 Island, it wasn't really close. It was between Sean and Jasmine, and I gotta go with Sean. The dude is good at challenges, pretty funny, pretty just enjoyable, brought a lot of good energy, and was definitely a positive force in a pretty terrible season. He was fun. I liked his thing with zombies, and it definitely helped him have advantages in challenges. And I just like the way that he was written, unlike every other character in the season except Jasmine. But he was just a good character, good energy, was fun to watch, and was my favorite part of the, terrible season that was Pack 2 Island. So I would give Sean the easy honor belt of being the best character in Pack 2 Island.
So A, I'm really hot, obviously, and B, I'm pretty much the best at everything I do, so unless my mom messes things up, we're totally gonna win this race.
Now, because Redonkulous Race is a 2-person season, I figured I'd just do the best team and worst team. Now, for the worst team, I'm gonna give it to Kelly and Taylor. Look, man, I don't hate rich people, but I hate spoiled rich people. Taylor was just really annoying, and I just wanted her to be humbled all season long. She was just unbearable, and watching any scene with her just made me want to quit watching the entire show. I think the mom was alright, though. She definitely isn't the best parent, but I think she could have been way worse than what she actually was. But Taylor just brings them down so much. I can see the argument for the Rockers, but they were pretty funny. The stepbrothers were really weird, but I actually kind of liked their humor, and they weren't as obnoxious and just annoying as Taylor and Kelly. So I would give Taylor and Kelly the title of being the worst characters in Redonkulous Race.
So So A, I'm really hot, obviously, and B, I'm pretty much the best at everything I do. So unless my mom messes things up, we're totally gonna win this race.
Coming in as the best team in Ridonkulous Race, this title was pretty hard to decide. I really liked all the teams that were top 10 in this season. I mean, the top teams being, you know, the Cadets, the Surfers, the Sisters, Reality TV Pros, a lot of variety. But if I had to pick just one, I'd definitely go with the Cadets. They're just so funny and work so well with different personalities. Sanders is more locked in and focused, while MacArthur just doesn't care about anything but winning and having a good time, and it's fun to see. Seeing them dominate in almost every challenge was fun, and seeing how intense they can get, like when Sanders broke her arm, and seeing the guilt of MacArthur was really interesting to see. I like their humor, and they were by far the best team in Ridonkulous Race.
I want to come on the show and make a lot of new friends, and then watch them get really hurt. Yeah, I'd like that.
Coming in as the worst character of the 2023 reboot, I'm gonna have to say Ripper. He's gross and annoying. I don't get it. How did he last longer than Damien? It hurts to see, honestly. I think Chase was really bad as well, but I thought about just how bad Ripper was and decided I was good on choosing Chase, because, you know, it could have been worse for Chase, but Chase, you aren't in the clear, man. Not a good character either, but Ripper was just so gross, and I just didn't like him. He felt like a filler character who lasted way too long. Really annoying, but to see him get eliminated, I was so happy.
I want to come on the show and make a lot of new friends, and then watch them get really hurt. Yeah, I'd like that.
Coming in as the best reboot character, I have to go with Bowie. He was very fun and enjoyable. He came in with knowledge and had a plan from the start. He definitely earned the respect, and I thought his relationship with Raj was pretty fun. He was smart and definitely should have won. The Priya version is the one that is like the one that we all saw, so I don't think we'll know if it'll be different for different countries, but Bowie dominated through challenges and was really good at being enjoyable. But Bowie was definitely the best character this season, and I think we'll hopefully see him bounce back again next season and be better. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would just like to thank you guys for all the support. I hope I can continue to make good content. Leave suggestions down below, and remember to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for all the support, though. It really means a lot to me, and I'm hoping that we can continue to grind this channel and continue to make, you know, good content and gain fans. It really does mean a lot to me, so from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. But that'll just about do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take it easy. Peace.